Alright guys, so this is the box that they sent over. And it is a very large box. I'm going to show you guys the inside. It says, "Are you ready to glow with it?" aka It Cosmetics. So they put all the shades up here, which was nice. You can reference and see like kind of what they look like a little better. And they actually let me pick 3 shades. So, ow. Here's what the inside looks like with the shades. I got 3. And they also sent over their brush, which is amazing because I did want to use this with both a sponge and a brush. I have light medium, which I think is going to be my shade. Medium tan, which will probably be for more like the summertime. And I also just have a regular medium, which is the shade that I usually wear in the regular CC foundation. So just to kind of read you guys a little bit about the product. It's lightweight skin tint texture, medium coverage with a brightening glow serum, and SPF 40 invisible on all skin tones. It has hyaluronic acid, green tea extract, SPF 40 like I mentioned. It also has 2% niacinamide, which you guys know kind of is not my favorite ingredient. I've noticed that it breaks me out, but I'm hoping this isn't going to break me out. We'll have to see. But a lot of people do love that ingredient because it is known to give the appearance of smaller pores. So like everyone's been putting that into their skin tints. I know it's in the e.l.f. one, the camo cream, which I have not tried. So this is the Heavenly Luxe No. 7 brush. I actually have this brush and I love it. So I'm really excited to have a backup. One side is a foundation brush and the other side is a like nice small concealer brush, which I use a lot under the eyes. So this foundation, it is not out yet. It is actually available right now for pre-order, and I will link it for you guys in the description box. It's available for pre-order on the It Cosmetics website, but I'm not sure of the release date. I was like trying to see, but I couldn't see an actual date, like when they're going to start shipping out. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but there are 22 shades, so a pretty decent shade range. This is light medium. Very similar to the original one. Let me put them side by side. They look very similar, except this one has more of the pearly finish on the packaging, and it's actually a little bit shorter than the original, but it's the same amount of product, which is 1.08 fluid ounces. So here is the original and here is the new Nude Glow. These are very close to one another. I would say light medium, it definitely has more of a pink tint, whereas medium is more of yellow tint, and I really don't like when there is any sort of pink tone in my makeup. So I'm wondering if I should go with medium and then kind of just lighten it a little bit with concealer. So I'm going to do one side with my Tulles, I don't know how to say it, Tulles sponge. It's a really cool sponge. It's shaped kind of like a finger, so it's easy to blend under your eye and all over your face and everything. And then on the other side, I will use the Heavenly Luxe brush from IT Cosmetics. Okay, so I am using medium because I just figured this would probably be better since it is more yellow toned. I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Base Primer Longwear Foundation Grip. We're going to also add another primer. I'll show you guys in a second. I'm going to take the e.l.f. Putty Primer and I'm just going to put my sponge and I'm going to dab this onto the places of my face where I have more pores, so like my nose and like the center of my cheeks. And I feel like this kind of just gives me a nice layer for the foundation to go on, and I like to kind of press it into the skin instead of like sweeping it on. It's probably easier to put it just honestly directly on the brush because putting it on my face is not working out too well, and you also do have to prime the pump a bit. Easier to just go ahead and put it on the brush. So I'm gonna blend it out, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous because I'm oily. If you've been watching my channel, you know that. So anything that's like kind of glowy, I'm like, oh gosh, what's this gonna look like? Because it'll probably end up just being oily on me later on in the day, but we shall see, we shall see. Skin tints have been very, very much the thing. And I mean, I've been enjoying them, but knowing that I do have to set them, like I can see this is glowy. It is a glowy product. It's what it's supposed to be. So I'm expecting that. A little more. Obviously, this isn't going to give you like this amount of coverage if you are trying to cover stuff up. Like I have a red mark right here. It's not going to cover up the red pimple that I have. I would have to go in and spot conceal. So just know that it's definitely a lighter coverage. Probably better if you have, you know, not a lot of stuff to cover up. It was a little far back, so I came closer so you guys could see me better. I definitely think this is going to be dry skin friendly, so you can see the glow versus this side of my face. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with a sponge, where typically sponges usually make the product even glowier than it actually is because it's such a light application with the sponge. Interesting, it actually didn't make my forehead too dewy. And I'm gonna bring it down my neck a little too. So far, I'm actually liking the sponge side better because it's actually not as insanely dewy. Sponge, brush, right? Doesn't the brush side look dewier? I don't know why, but I like this side better. This side I feel like it's just a little too much, especially for me because I have larger pores. I feel like the glow is accentuating the larger pores, but on this side of the face it looks a lot more natural. First impression, it's definitely lightweight. I'm going back in and layering again because I feel like it didn't give me as much coverage as I want. This is definitely not for like an event kind of foundation. It's more something that you could wear like every day. I definitely don't like this side, but as an oily girl, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't love this right now as my first impression. But I feel like I have to finish up the rest of my face and then kind of I'll judge it from there. But there is absolutely no way that I could leave the house just like this with concealer and just like set concealer. Like I would have to set my entire face really well because I just feel like I look like a grease ball right now. So girls who have oily skin and larger pores like me, I don't know how much you're gonna like this foundation. It's a very, very dewy, but I know there are people who like dewy foundations, i.e. girls who have more dry skin. So let's go ahead and apply some concealer and then we'll kind of go from there. But right now I feel like a greasy mess. I'm gonna use the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair. I really like this concealer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do how I usually do, where I go on the side of my nose, which helps me contour, and then I bring it up on the side, like up like that where my eyeliner is. In the middle, I've been taking a lighter concealer. This is Tarte Shape Tape in Light, and I'll just put that right in the center there, brightening, and then go in with my sponge, or you can use the other side of the brush and just lightly blend that out. I already feel this looks much more awake. Sponge is so nice for blending out under the eye because it has that really nice point to it. I found out about this sponge from SMLXO on YouTube and I was like, oh my gosh, that sponge looks so cool, and then I immediately ordered it and I really like it. I love the way that the under eyes came out, and now I'm gonna go ahead and start to set everything. And I use different powders for setting under my eyes versus my face. So under the eyes, I'm gonna go in with number 7 Lift and Illuminate Powder in Light. This is a favorite. If you couldn't tell, I use this all the time. So I'm just going to gently set under the eyes with this. A little on the forehead, like right in the middle. Sometimes I also like to go in with a little brush like this and just pack the powder on because I feel like that's a little bit easier. Wet n Wild Bare Focus powder. And I'm gonna go over everything. Happy now that everything is more set, and I do feel like I still have a little bit of glow coming through, but I feel much more mattified, which I need if I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the day. And I really like this powder, the Wet n Wild Bare Focus. It's really good, you guys. I got it from Five Below. Okay, for blush, I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my favorites right now. It's the Makeup by Mario in Raspberry. At first I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so bright, like when I first started using this, but then I ended up loving it. So you can see it is bright when you first put it on, but I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out with the sponge, and you will see it just gives a really, really pretty pink flush to the skin. It just kind of gives like this baby doll look that I love. Really makes you look super youthful and fresh. Same thing on this side, and I like to put it up fairly high on my cheek. See how crazy it looks when you first put it on, but when you blend it out, like gets really magical. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I love this blush, you guys. It is totally worth it, and it makes me want to get Mario's contour stick as well. I don't want to add too much highlight because I feel like it's just going to be way too much, so I'm going to add my favorite Essence Pure Nude, and this is a very natural highlight, and I'm going to put this just on the very high points right above where I put that blush. And this is seriously, you guys, one of the best highlighters ever. If you do not have this one, you have to get it if you like natural highlighters. Angelic glow to the face. I'm gonna go ahead and set that contour with the Complexion Trio from Alamar Cosmetics. I think I'm gonna use this middle one. Okay, now that everything is set, I'm gonna go in with the Smashbox primer water, and then I'll kind of blend again. Again, it's all about just pressing everything into the skin and making it look natural. Okay, I have to do lips, but I'm actually really happy with this final result. Once everything is set, I feel like it looks a lot better. Like, I feel like my skin looks really pretty, and adding the blush and the bronzer and everything definitely helped. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips, and my camera is also overheating, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a break, and then I will come back and kind of share with you guys a few thoughts, and then I'll do like a natural daylight check-in and all that. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. Put my lips on, and I feel ready to show you guys how the final results came out. So right now I actually really like the way it looks. Things were looking a little unsure there. Like I said, and I said this earlier on, if you are oily, you will need to set this. Like, you cannot leave your house just with putting it on. Like, you have to set it. But right now I think it looks really good. I feel like product laid really nicely on top of it. And I'm kind of like unsure right now though, because I'm like, is it really for me, like for my skin type? I don't really think so. I feel like it's more for someone with dry skin. I think you would really love it, or if you love a dewy foundation. But I feel happy right now with the way it looks. I have a window open over here, so if it looks a little bit brighter, that is why. So happy for the extra daylight thing that's going on. God bless daylight savings. So what do you guys think? I'll come closer so you can see it better. Off one of the studio lights, but I'm going to show you guys also what it looks like in natural daylight, because I feel like it's going to give you a better look at it. But I feel like it looks really fresh. It's of course very lightweight. I don't feel like I'm wearing anything. I don't feel cakey, so that's definitely the plus, the perk with this. Something I really like about it is that it didn't make my forehead line stand out, because it is more dewy and not like dry. I feel like it made my forehead look a lot more like not so liney, whatever you want to call it. So it just looks a lot more fresh faced, and I'm happy right now. So let me show you guys what it looks like in natural daylight, and then I will check in a couple hours. It's still gonna be light here, so you guys will kind of get a better look after a few hours, and then I'll show you at the end of the night. I'm not gonna have any more daylight then, so I'll probably just end up showing you guys with maybe in my bathroom or with like my ring light. But yeah, so let me show you now. But overall I think it looks really nice so far. Okay guys, so this is the IT foundation in natural daylight. Oh my gosh, it's really bright out. Like, my eyes are adjusting. Okay, so here is a better look. I'm gonna zoom in. That fun zoom in angle. Nitty gritty. What it looks like close up. I think it looks really good. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty. I don't know if I told you guys the price. It is $42, so it's definitely a high-end price point foundation. It's at Cosmetics, so that was to be expected. But I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the day. It's the afternoon right now, so I will let you guys know in my next check-in how it is holding up. But I feel like it's very light. That's like one of the things I really like about it so far. Yeah, so I will see you guys at my next check-in. I'll zoom out, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, okay, so obviously I look different from the other day. I just got done working, so I'm just like super chill today, no makeup. But I wanted to kind of update you guys on the IT Cosmetics foundation. Hold on, let me grab it. Okay, here it is. So oh my gosh, I took a clip of what happened. So that night I was gonna do an update, like my third and final check-in, but I actually fell asleep on the couch for like an hour from like 11 to 12. I woke up and I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to do my check-in. I was like, whatever, let me go wash my face and then I'll go to bed. I was shocked, you guys. When I went to go wash my face, I had 3 huge whiteheads, and I will put in the clips so you guys can see. I had 2 huge whiteheads here, 1 huge whitehead here, and it had to be this foundation because that entire week I had not worn any foundation the entire week. So I know it was this, and I know that it was my skin reacting to the niacinamide. So with that being said, I just don't think I would wear this again, and it's a shame because I actually noticed I filmed my intro for Budget Beauty Buys the same day I was wearing this, and a lot of you guys were saying like my skin looked really pretty and glowy, which it did, and it had to be from this because obviously it's a glowy foundation. But just the way that it really didn't like wow me. I didn't think there was anything too special about this, to be quite honest. And then the fact that it gave me those huge whiteheads, I was honestly just like shocked by that. I'm also in front of a window right now, so if my face looks really bright, that's why. But that's kind of like my overall really first impression and what happened to me. I can only speak for what happened to me. I don't know if everyone else's skin will react like mine. You could have a totally different experience, but I do think there are better options that are more affordable. If the foundation to me is good, of course I would tell you guys, like even if it was more expensive or if it was less expensive, like, you know, I try all things, and I am grateful because this was sent to me in PR. I just don't think it works for my particular skin type. If your skin is more dry and you really like glowy foundations, I think this would work really well for you. And also if you don't have skin that's like really sensitive and acne prone like mine is. So I hate to give something like a negative review, especially a new product, but I was just going off of what I thought, how it was on my skin, which is oily, larger pores, and acne prone. So sadly it did not work for me, and I don't think I'm going to wear this again. There's like a fuzz, unfortunately. But let me know what you guys thought. I'm sure a lot of you guys have tried the original one of this. I will still link this for you guys below in case you are interested, because again, I know a lot of you guys like the way my skin looked. Maybe you like the way it looked after I applied it today. That's the thing with reviews, they're very subjective. Everyone's skin is different. It's just like everyone's lashes are different with mascaras. You might love a mascara and I might not like it. So a lot of things are just very subjective depending on, you know, your skin type and all that stuff. So I wish I could have gave it a better review, but that's my experience, and I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you again to I always say like the wrong version of it, IT Cosmetics, for sending this foundation to me. I am very grateful that I was able to try it, and again, I don't like to bash anything, just give like a fair, honest review. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps out my channel, and also don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!